Hello YouTube world, it's YAMEN back again, and we're going to continue off with our journey to Makeup Girl, and we're going to try a fourth eyebrow method. Let's jump right into it.
So I'm going to start off by using this MAC brow finisher, and it's kind of just like a wax that's going to hold the hairs in place. And then I'm going to take the spoolie and just kind of shape those hairs. After I've applied that wax to hold the hairs in place, I'm going to use this Tarte brow pencil, and it's called Tarte Emphasize Eyes for Brows. What I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to lightly start making hair-like strokes throughout my brow where I have, you know, little bald areas. And like as I go, I kind of brush through just to make sure it stays blended and there's no buildup of color anywhere. So as you can see, the shape is starting to build, but because I have very little hair here, the pencil just isn't gonna cut it. It's gonna look a lot lighter in this area. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch tools. For the tail of my brow, I'm going to use Dip Brow, and this is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm going to apply the Dip Brow with a MAC 263 brush. And the reason I like this brush is because it's synthetic hairs, so it works really good with gel. The less product you use, the better. You don't want to use too much of this. So I just lightly put some on my on my brush, and then I'm going to start feathering it through. And what I do first is I kind of just outline my brow. I don't want a harsh line, but I want there to be a clean edge. So I'm still feathering it. And I barely have any of that dip brow on my brush. You want to make sure that all the brow hairs stay in place, and for that I'm going to use this brow gel, and it's from Benefit, and start pulling these brow hairs up. This is going to help blend all the product, and it's also going to keep everything in place. As you can see, now I have a regular brow, and then here I have no brow. My last step that I always do, and that is apply concealer to the bottom of the brow just to sharpen it up and to make it look nice and clean. Boom. So now I just went off camera and did the other brow, so now both eyebrows are done. Alright guys, so that was the brow tutorial.
Yo, Nikki, you might have done something here. I really like my eyebrows. Very natural, very subtle, my type of style, my go-to. Like, girl, you did something. This is what I would reach out for on a daily. What do you guys think? It really does suit my face. I think this is my top tutorial so far. Nikki! Is it a thumbs up? Thumbs down? Let me know. That being said, next one.
To fill in and define my brows, the products I'm going to be using are this Edge Booster Edge Control Revolution Concealer in the shade C13. I'm also using this NK eyeliner pencil, lastly my foundation for the day. And to give me a clean defined concealer line, I love using this Morphe M167 brush. It's very flat and rounded, and it just makes defining my brows very easy. So yeah, it's no secret that I'm a sucker for fluffy brows. Like, I love it, it's in me, and it just complements my thick brows very well. But I still love for my brows to look tamed, you know, like a tamed messy look, if you will. But the key ingredient to my fluffy brow look is slicking my brow hairs up, and I use this edge control to do so because it's been able to give me the best results for how long it lasts. I'm using using this eyebrow pencil and defining the bottom of my brow first. This is where you get the most control to create the shape that you want. You know, if you want a higher arch, a lower front end, a longer tail. For me, I really love a good arch, but I don't want to shave off too much of that hair. So what I do is just come a little bit lower in the front end, and it still gives that illusion of a higher arch. You know what I mean? I follow the shape of the bottom with outlining the top of my brow. I fill in sparse areas of my brows, if any, and lastly, to mimic those hair strokes, I add about 3 strokes in the front of my brow, making the frontmost one the shortest. Conceal, I'm using this Revolutions concealer. I actually love when there's some dried up product on the brush because the bristles of the brush are kind of like concrete, to where you can really get that clean, precise line. You know what I mean? To conceal the top of my brow, my go-to is just using my foundation to avoid any halo brows and all of that nonsense. I don't like doing it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, you don't need glasses to see how this foundation is insanely my perfect shade. And with this fluffy Real Techniques 200 brush, I'm going to blend all of that out, concealer and foundation. I'm just making sure not to get too close to the line so I don't disrupt how crisp it is. Everything is looking good, and only 20 minutes later and a few brain cells misplaced in the process, but no biggie. So yeah, it's only right for me to finish up my makeup, apply my foundation, concealer, contour, you know, the whole routine. I have so many videos up that will walk you through the process of me applying my makeup and sculpting my face.
No way. I love my eyebrows. I love these eyebrows. Oh gosh, I thought I wasn't gonna like them because like fluffy brows don't look that good on me. I didn't think so, but clearly she did something. Clearly she did something. I was feeling myself, but you guys let me know. What do you guys think about my eyebrows? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Love it. Next.
This video is going to be an updated brow tutorial. So let's get right into it. First things first, I like to use a clean spoolie to clean off the excess product on the brows. Then now I'm going to go into hair wax. Yes, this is actually hair wax. I like it because it doesn't have oil. A lot of all these brow tamers, they have oil in them. So I'm just going to use this to brush the hairs upwards because I like to draw my brows with the hairs facing upwards as opposed to it facing sideways. Step number 1. Step number 2, I'm going into brow pomade, and this is Hega and Esther in the shade Toffee. It's a Nigerian brand. And I'm going into Mirac Cosmetics angled brush. Do you guys see how defined that brush is? I'm going to leave a link in my description box below on the website to get it from. It's my brand, by the way. So you're just going to start to draw the outline of the brow. Take your time. I don't know about other people, but me, I take my time with my brows. I take my time with my brows. So you can see that when I'm drawing the outline, I don't do the outline all the way to the front. So I just leave a bit in the front so it looks natural in front when I fill it in. That's outline number 1 done. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other brow. Alright, so we're done drawing the outline. Right now I'm showing you guys the measurement of the brow. So this is your beginning. This is where the beginning should be. Even if the person's brow doesn't start from there, you extend it all the way to that point. This is where your arch should be. And this is where your end should be. So that's the measurements you need to put in your head when you're drawing brows. So now I'm going into Davis brow pen. So you can see the tip is very sharp. That's how sharp you want your tip to be when you're filling in your brows. Now I'm just filling in very lightly. I'm pretty much filling in the areas where there's no hair. So the areas where there's hair, there's really no need filling it in. So yeah, just watch me take my time to lightly fill in the brow. You need a very sharp pencil. You see, I keep switching pencils. Like I'm having my assistant sharpen them as I go, because when you use a blunt pencil, it won't give the illusion of brow hairs. Alright, so now I'm done. I'm just going to go back into my spoolie and really brush the brow hairs, blend it. Brushing with the spoolie just helps to erase harsh lines. So now I'm going into Mirac Cosmetics flat brush, and I am using Kevin Aucoin concealer, the skin enhancer concealer in the shade 08. So I'm going to be using this for the brow bone area, which is the highest point of your brow, which is where I'm doing right now. So you want to use a lighter shade of concealer to highlight the brow bone area, which is what I'm doing right now. Then for the beginning and the outer corner of the brow, you want to go into a slightly darker concealer. So I'm using Butterscotch from Too Faced.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares.
This brush is from Jigsaw Brush. It's their large fluff brush, excuse me. So I'm going to be using this to blend. I actually switched to this brush. This is actually my new favorite brush to blend with. It's the Nuban Beauty brush. It's one of their big eyeshadow brushes. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other brow. So now I'm highlighting the top of the brow. You can absolutely skip this step, guys. I just like to do the most. I don't know why. But you can see that the concealer I'm using is barely showing. Like, you need very tiny, like just the concealer left on the brush is fine. You can see the concealer I'm using is not showing. Just very tiny concealer. That's what you need for this step. So now that I'm done, I'm going into the powder to set the concealer. So the same step, use a light powder to set the light concealer and a dark powder to set the dark concealer. And we are almost done. So for the dark side, I'm using MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder in the shade Dark. Then to set the brows, I'm using a clear lash glue. This one is from Nuban Beauty. You see that I actually showed you a brow tint. In case your brows look too dark or you want to lighten it, that's a good option, the Younger Beauty brow tint. But I liked the shade of the brow, so I just used only the clear lash glue from Nuban Beauty to set it. So yeah, that is pretty much the end of this tutorial. Let me know in the comment section below, did you learn a thing or two? Is this how you typically like your brows, or you like a more natural brow? Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. And don't forget to check the description bar below for the link and the product details of everything I used. Thank you guys. I love you. Bye.
Well. I actually really like these ones too. Although I messed up a little bit, these are actually pretty cute as well. I was a bit skeptical because again, fluffy eyebrows, but I think I like them. But you know what my first choice is? Nikki's eyebrows. I think that is my first. My second choice are Lexi's eyebrows, and then this is probably third. And in the other video, yeah, those can go after, but I don't have a specific order. But I really like this second half. That like they're actually really natural. But what do you guys think? Which one do you guys prefer? The first one, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the sixth. Yeah, the sixth. That's it. So I'm gonna put them in order so you guys can actually see them. What do you guys think? What would you guys rock actually? Because it's about being able to actually utilize these tutorials, right? I mean, at the end of the day, YouTube is actually a great place to learn, but let me know what else you like me to try out, and have a good one, all right? See ya. Okay, bye.